All right, welcome back to Realistic Physique. I think it's time to explain exactly what this channel is about. I've been hitting the gym now for more than half my life, about 27 years, and have learned a lot about it over time. When I go on YouTube, I notice that there are some elite looking influencers such as Jeff Nippard, Jeff Cavalier, and a host of others. Some of them look like He-Man, which I've always wanted to look like. Some of them have millions of views and tons of subscribers, and I think they are well earned in most cases, but here is where I think the problem lies. The typical person who wants to get in shape is likely so far from their level that it is almost physically, mentally, and emotionally impossible for them to make progress. I recently heard that the internet is full of 1 in a million physiques, possibly due to amazing genetics or to having Hollywood trainers and chefs to help them. Since there are billions of people in the world, I think around 8 billion right now, and we mainly see the best of them online, we might not realize that there are actually 1 in a million, these people, just incredibly rare. So there's a term, it's called scaffolding. Scaffolding is used in education. It means providing temporary support to an inexperienced learner to help them complete a task or acquire a skill. As students become more proficient, the teacher gradually reduces guidance, allowing students to work independently. So it's easy, and then it can become more challenging when the person is ready. So that is what I think many people need to get in shape. They don't need to get disheartened when they can't wake up at 4:30 in the morning or earlier, like Jocko Willink does. They watch some motivational David Goggins videos and think, yeah, I'm going to run some ultra marathons and do 14,000 pull-ups, and then get nowhere near able to do that and figure they might as well give up. I want to give a shout out to one YouTuber. His channel is Hybrid Calisthenics. The guy does not look like Sam Sulek or Chris Bumstead, but you don't need to either. Nobody needs to be David Goggins. He himself will pretty much tell you not to follow his protocol and that he is insane. Plus, just notice how many competitive bodybuilders up and die when they're still quite young. It happens all the time. But yeah, the guy from Hybrid Calisthenics is Hampton Liu. And though I don't know him personally, he is all about guiding beginners and novices gradually through progressions. He seems to leave his ego at the door and has the right overall mentality for long-term success. He's probably not going to scream at you, though, if that is what you think you might need. A girl at my campus was trying to do deadlifts with a trap bar or hex bar that weighs 24 kilograms or 53 pounds, but she couldn't do it. She only weighed 39 kg or 86 pounds, though, so obviously that's a lot for her. She can deadlift lighter dumbbells to get used to it and build strength before aiming higher. The same is true for every other exercise. There's an easier way to do push-ups, pull-ups, squats, running, you name it. You can just search for an exercise plus progression, and you'll find an easier way to do it. But what about the mental aspect? This is the part that really interests me these days. I was about to walk home from work recently when I took several steps, and then I remembered I had walking shoes in my office instead of my leather dress shoes, so I put those on. Having those available makes it easier for me not to damage my feet, not to make excuses to be lazy, or instead, let me have some shoes, a change of clothes, and a way to carry the stuff. I don't take the elevator down, I take the stairs down because that's easy, and then I'm moving. My heart is beating faster. Now it's go time. And once I start walking, I get momentum, and there's not much that'll stop me. Maybe there would be rain or something, and an injury, I could always get a cab or grab a public bicycle if I got tired. Is it too boring? Keep some headphones handy. Still don't have them or run out of battery? Get comfortable with being in your own thoughts. We want to achieve something significant. It seems silly to be like, oh, I'm just going to do 10 jumping jacks or something like that. But that's what gets us started and allows us to continue. I recently heard that the heaviest thing at the gym is the door. Think about it. Opening the door and going in there is, for many people, the hardest part. Or in my case, sometimes, especially if it's not a nice sunny day like this one, the heaviest weight is the door to my house, as I know I need to open it and walk through it and get out there. Seriously, though, just do a bad job. Just get started and do it. You might be pleasantly surprised at what a good job you end up doing. There's a saying about investing in the stock market, and it goes, it's not about timing the market, but about time in the market. Time spent at it consistently will win overall. So forget about waiting for the right time to go beast mode. There certainly is something to be said in favor of intensity, but that'll have to go in another video. For now, just know that the more time you spend working on your fitness, nutrition, calories, and all of that stuff, not just doing it, but also learning about it consistently, will guarantee that you improve. Make it impossible not to improve. What would that take? I still remember the first thing I quit. I was a chubby kid and I said, no more ice cream. I probably did frozen yogurt for a while, thinking that was so much better until I got over that. And my progression from coffee with sugar and cream, then to the natural sugar, and then no sugar, and then just milk, since milk does have sugar in it, then skim milk, and eventually I enjoyed just coffee and espresso in and of itself. Like I actually like the taste of coffee. I also started walking on flat ground, then doing short hikes, then rucking or hiking with a heavy backpack or a weighted vest that you can progress with and add weight to over time. So how long does it take to get to where you need to go? Actually, forget about the timelines. It takes time. It's still taking me time. But we're grown-ups. We don't have to stay focused on the short term. See your whole life out there in front of you. People live, especially if they stay healthy, into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. What should that look like for you? What if you kept at something over time? How much of it would you need to do? Let me know in the comments if I left anything out. And see you in the next one. Like and subscribe if you're a cool guy. Bye-bye. There's an easier way to do push-ups, pull-ups, squats, running, you name it. You can just search for an exercise progression and you'll find an easier way to do it. But what about the mental aspect? This is the part that really interests me